Speaking of segments that might not be popular with everybody out there in the college football world, one Colorado fan in particular, you know who you are. I'm taking Colorado to go under their preseason win total of 6.5. Somebody's got to go under. And I think the Buffs miss a bowl game this year. This reason is twofold. Well, really threefold, but you'll see why two reasons kind of blend together. Reason number one, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter are not there. I know. We all knew that, right? But do you know what that's actually going to look like? What is a Colorado team with that? And as this segment's airing, by the way, there's an announcement with Deion Sanders and his medical staff. I do genuinely hope that it is nothing drastic or severe and that he is okay and able to stay around in college football. He's good for the sport. You don't have to like him. You cannot like him. That's part of the reason he's good for the sport. You don't have to like Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. Guess what? That feud, good for the WNBA. There's no other way to slice it. So, I think Colorado was so reliant, especially in situational football last year, on Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter making plays. That doesn't mean that it was a facade or that Colorado wasn't capable of making the Big 12 title game last year. They were, because they had those guys. Now they don't. I think that is going to be a bigger issue than a lot of Colorado fans would probably like to believe. And so when you couple that with the fact that Caden Salter is going to start, Juju Lewis doesn't need to be ready, that's a good situation to be in. Bring in a veteran, kind of journeyman quarterback, began his career at Tennessee, went to Liberty, took a step back last year. But, get to Colorado, going to have some good receivers. I do like their receiving core. I do. This should be the best offensive line that Colorado's had since Deion has been there. And that's not saying a lot, but it should be saying something. Should be saying something. Can they run the ball? A little. Can they protect the quarterback? A little. That could be great. But is Caden Salter going to be Shedeur Sanders? No, he is not. So even if Caden Salter is good, which he should, if the offensive line's okay, have the tools to be solid this year, even if he is good, he is not as good as Shedeur Sanders. Hope nobody out there thinks that. So you have downgraded in talent at the quarterback position. You do not have a top 3 pick in the NFL draft playing both ways. And wait for it, you've got a schedule. See, those two reasons kind of blend together. Here's the third one. Your schedule is absolutely positively brutal. So week 1, Colorado plays a phenomenally fun football game, which I believe is not being played on Saturday. I don't think. I think they got it moved to Friday. That's a Friday game, August 29th. Cannot wait for it. Can tell you right now, I'm going to have a reaction show to that game, one way or the other. It's going to be really fun. I think Georgia Tech wins. You give me a returning quarterback, a team with a very clear identity that I trust way more in the trenches than Colorado. Yeah, I'll take Georgia Tech to go into Boulder and send the home fans home unhappy on that particular night. Not sure what the kickoff time is. Regardless, Georgia Tech's going to win that football game. So I take the Yellow Jackets to beat them in week 1. Delaware, week 2 at home. All right, no problems there. At Houston, this is one I imagine several Colorado fans are just kind of writing off as maybe I'm thinking too little of them. Perhaps. Please don't overlook Houston, because Houston's going to win this football game too. I like Willie Fritz a lot. I mean, as a coach, what he did at Tulane was nothing short of spectacular. And he brings in Connor Wegman, former 5-star quarterback, to be his guy with the Cougars and pave the way for Keyshawn Henderson, who will come in as a true freshman next year. Lots of good things going here for the Houston Cougars, a program that got off to the sluggish start. I thought Houston would be a bottom dweller last year. I didn't think it was reflective of what Willie Fritz would be able to build as Houston's head coach. I thought they would be, I think I predicted them 2-10 last year. They were not. They beat teams they shouldn't have. And you know what? I think they should. I think they'll be favored in that game and should be. So I'll take Colorado start 1-2 with a loss to Houston. They come back home for 2 games. I think they win them both. This is where they get a little bit of an offseason break. Wyoming and then BYU at home. I'll take the Buffs over BYU because I'm not the biggest Caden Salter fan. If Caden Salter were on BYU, I'd feel a lot better about the Cougars going into this upcoming year. But they got moved down significantly with the Retzlaff situation. He's, of course, at Tulane. Could be leading the Green Wave to the playoff. It might all work out for Jake Retzlaff. He, of course, violated BYU's honor code, but at the end of the day, he might be the quarterback of a playoff team when it's all said and done. John Summerall, really good coach. So I think that's a win for Colorado and a solid one. At TCU is going to be the first of 3 straight losses for the Buffs. This is where the schedule gets wildly brutal. I mean, just the number of preseason top half Big 12 odds teams that exist here, or teams that I have in the top half of my Big 12 preseason power rankings, it gets difficult for Colorado here. At TCU, Iowa State, who were runners-up in the Big 12 last year, at Utah. I see Colorado going 0-3, picking up a couple of wins against Arizona and West Virginia on the road. Year 1 for Rich Rod. I keep expectations low and tempered there. And then you get the reigning Big 12 champs, and then you go at Kansas State. So I see 5 losses in that 7-game stretch for Colorado, landing them at 5-7 overall on the year. I think they miss a bowl game. I don't think it's a disaster area. I don't think that you need to fire Deion Sanders if they miss a bowl game this year. I just think that when you are moving on from 2 ridiculously talented guys who were so integral to integral? I don't know. English is dumb. To what Colorado did a season ago, you're going to have a little bit of a step back, and then you put on top of that, you are playing the Big 12 champs from a year ago, Arizona State, the Big 12 runners-up in Iowa State, last year's Big 12 preseason favorite in Utah, who I think can make the conference championship game this year, and another conference championship favorite in Kansas State. And oh, by the way, that's in a 6-game stretch. I mean, this schedule, full respect to Colorado for having the Georgia Tech game on there. That's going to be really fun for college football fans, and scheduling, a big topic in the sport right now. But I am down on the Buffs from where they were a year ago at 9-4. I'm going 5-7. Colorado misses a bowl game. I'm sure none of you will have any thoughts on that topic. Appreciate everyone listening. I will see you next time. And until then, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.